All right. Well, today I actually focused in on the story, page 102 and 103, Pat and John. And the reason I wanted to focus on it because throughout this process, they always tell a great story, and that's usually where the details are. If you notice, that's usually where you can really get the most clear picture, and that's why to me it makes a ton of sense why they add a story every time so you can relate to it. And Pat and John, of course, they were looking for their house. And so they said the counter, they didn't, at first they came to Bob and they were pretty much saying that they couldn't afford it. And then eventually, he got them to think about what they actually wanted. And so he said that, when they finally got a clear mental picture of the image they wanted in their mind of the house they wanted to get, he told them how you need to expect it next. So at the bottom of it said the first thing that happened to them once this new attitude permeated their consciousness was both to their minds moved over to the how-to side of the ledger. So from there, it just made sense that they started thinking about how they can instead of how they couldn't. Or, the money didn't matter for them. They just knew that they had one image that they had to achieve.
How to, not how not.
Yeah, how to, not how not. I didn't say that.
No,
okay, yeah, how to, not how not. Then on the next page it said, finally, I told him he would have to get busy focusing all of his conscious attention on earning the amount of money he would need to achieve his goal. And he would have to actually expect to earn whatever the amount was. Now here, I kind of put, of course, myself in the situation, and we always want to earn more, you always want to make money in general. And right after that, it says, moreover, since John and Pat are both commissioned salespeople, their road to achieving the financial goal was not riddled. Now, what my biggest point was that they didn't necessarily run away from the work. They still did the same work that they had been doing, previously. The only thing that changed was their attitude and their expectance of getting the sales that they wanted to get. So they were still in the exact same field. Nothing changed. They didn't necessarily work harder than what they were working before. They just figured that every time they came into contact with somebody, whatever sales they were doing, they were going to get the sale to achieve whatever goal or whatever it costs, for them for the money, to add up. Sales in that situation, and you understand that if it's a certain amount you have to hit, you don't run from it, or you don't try to figure out a way to get around it. You just have more confidence in yourself, or whatever you have to achieve, you're going to get it, and you're going to get it with expectation that whatever number it was before, you're going to automatically hit that. Like you set that number on purpose, and now your brain, you're thinking completely different. And you have a new image on your mind of how it's supposed to look or how it's going to look after you hit that number.
I ain't got that many box. I'm going to give y'all something. I ain't got that much. Let's see.
Is your shirt?
Yeah, it's my shirt.
All right.
So I'm going to focus on what Patricia focused on the last couple of days, and even Anthony from the first day. I love this. Bob at the beginning of the first page, he talks about really focus on everything as a jigsaw puzzle. Focus how every single chapter aligns and how it follows after another. The first thing he talked about was money, the nature of money, how we should view it, how it should be our obedient servant, how we should love people and use money, not the other way around. Second, he tried to get us to realize how much money we want. Trying to change our old set of mind and realize that we can really go after what we really want. Don't let our environment dictate it, but really choose and think what you really want. What do you really want? Not what you know you can get, not what you think you can get, what you really want. And then he goes next into the building the images of ourselves already having it. We just listened to an audio today, earlier about Kevin Hart saying you have to see yourself with it first. He's excited about this event on October 14th because he can see it happening already. You have to see yourself making that play on the football field. You have to see yourself making that speech. You have to see yourself flipping burgers, whatever it is. You got to see yourself doing it in order to be the best you can be at it. And then last, before this chapter, he did the let go and let God. And he said any thoughts we wanted to build and any images which we chose to build, we have to put in the work. We have to have that desire. And once we truly believe that we did all we could do, we have to let go and let God. So when he went to this last chapter, it said you actually have to know it. You actually have to know that whatever you're doing right now, you have to have desire and you have to truly expect it. When you have an expectant attitude, when you know it's going to happen, when you expect that it's going to happen, your actions completely change. It completely changes when you truly expect something that's going to happen. If you know that you're going to wake up in the morning, Chuck, you know without a fact, you know you're going to wake up in the morning, I'm pretty sure you're going to get up with a different type of enthusiasm throughout the day. You're going to be you're going to be more pumped up, however you want to put it. So what I took from this chapter is expect the attitude changes your actions. And when you change your actions, it changes your results. But you have to truly expect it. You can't be kind of so-so. Because when you truly expect it, you don't care what's going on around you. Your outside environment don't matter. No matter what your current circumstance looks like right now. When you have respect and attitude, it control your actions, and therefore it will change your results. Boom.
Bang.
Bang.
It's not your shirt.
I took a different approach today, and not necessarily about expecting abundance, because a different message stood out to me as we were reading the first story about the light bulb again. So on the page, top of page 93, it says, however, one day a smooth-talking salesman appears at their door, telling them that their 8 candle-powered electric bulbs are no longer adequate for their needs. So after they had just recently discovered this newfound ability, I'm going to use us as the example, as the electricity. People, man, it doesn't matter who it is. We are the electricity, and the bulb is the way we conduct our potential or possibilities. And I think that how I interpreted this was, sometimes it takes someone outside of us to let us know the potential that we have. No matter how new the growth is, no matter how new this new reality or adventuresome journey is to us, at times it takes something foreign to us to let us know what we have the potential to be. And then if we choose to believe, if we choose to trust in that outside entity, we can illuminate a different part of ourselves, a different part of our journey, a different part of our world. So I took the salesman as being some outside entity, something that didn't know you maybe as well as you thought you know you, but they saw something in you that you couldn't see in yourself. So I think that the electricity being the potential, the people being the mindset, and the limitation that we place on our potential, and the outside salesman being spirit, being abundance around us, and showing us every single day that if we only chose to take a chance, that we can live with a different light in our journey. So that's what I got out of the story today, and I thought that was dope.
Go ahead, follow that up again. Rip the stage on.
Mine is really quite simple. On page 100, it says, only the reproductive creative spirit of life knows what you think. So only spirit really knows what you think. Only God knows what you think, and that's how I take that. Until your thoughts become physical facts and materialize in your body or your affairs, then everyone with whom you come in contact may know. Because the intelligent energy rewards you openly by reproducing your thoughts into physical forms. That's why we always talk about results tell you everything. And it's also in Serenity. He says you can, what's the second paragraph? I don't know it verbatim, but it pretty much talks about how you understand somebody else by the results of their thoughts. And so during that time, I realized, well, thoughts really are things, as we already know. But it's what we're expecting that are creating those things. We can play in our heads all day of thinking of that dream car, thinking of that dream house, and thinking of the amount of money we want, but we don't truly expect it, and it never turns into form, and it never becomes our result. And then on page 104, he says, that's to say, the only images they get emotionally involved with are the ones they can discern with their physical senses. And so many times, we said it before, a lot of people just go off their physical senses and thinking of the things that they can't get based on what they see in front of them. And we all know seeing is not believing. Yeah? And so pretty much I want to sum it up, and back down at the bottom he says Therefore, you should be aware of the fact that the fascinating physical world we see before us, with all of its conveniences for making our lives more comfortable, has been built largely by image makers, men and women of vision who knew what they could do and expected everything else to fall into place. So the world that we live in now is built through our expectation and the images that people have held before we even came. So I just say, man, think about what you want and expect it to come.